What up, what up, what up? How you doing? Hope you're enjoying yourself on this almost 2 a.m. Eastern Time live stream. Say hello in the chat. Appreciate you. I know it's a little later than I usually go on, but I've made it. Gonna check one thing. Give me a moment. I go fix something. I was quiet for the last couple hours, and all of a sudden I'm coughing again. It's a little annoying, but it's okay. It's alright. It's okay. Whoever's in the chat, please say hello on the stream. Appreciate you. Whoever's in the chat. Thank you for the like. For the lack of speaking, I'm going to guess that it's Herman. Maybe Tiffany. Hey, 3 more people. Yay! Jacob Waters Raid. Yay! Woohoo! I didn't know he was still alive. I intended to go on earlier, but I was lying down and kind of went down the rabbit holes of the internet. Is he doing a talking live or a watch me play video game live? Quiet live. A little of both. Oh, there goes Smokey. About to take over my bed. Shorty's out there somewhere. He'll probably be in momentarily. I'm about to eat one of my meals of the night. I got 2 grilled cheese. I know I'm keeping it low carb, but I was craving grilled cheese, and I haven't learned low carb grilled cheese yet, or I haven't attempted one yet. And homemade tomato soup. And I didn't warm it up because I don't want to use the microwave. I don't want to dirty another pan. But that's what I have, and I got my water. Thank you. My only beef when it comes to tomato soup, isn't it technically just tomato sauce when you stop and think about it? No problem. No, I don't add milk. I add a little Parmesan cheese, but no milk. And I used mostly fresh tomatoes in like 1 can of crushed tomato. I also used fresh basil, fresh diced onions, um, because we had basil left over from that tomato pesto pasta that I've made. We had some basil leaves left over, and I wanted to use them up before they went bad. So I was like, I might as well try to make a tomato soup. So that's what I did. And I watched a couple different videos. I know some of them, they show people using some kind of cream, maybe milk. Others just used chicken stock instead of water and put in the Parmesan cheese to kind of cream it up and thicken it up. So how you doing tonight? So tomorrow, I believe, is the last day for fasting. I am proud of myself. I'm gonna weigh myself Monday morning to see if I lost even like another half pound. And once I kind of get my eating habits reversed again, where I'm not eating throughout the night and eating more during the day, I still will probably bring stuff to work, something light as a snack. But I'm so happy and almost emotional to see even the little bit of change that's happened in the past month with my health. And I definitely plan on to continue on. Yesterday, in the last, when you were live last night, I was about to start two projects for video, not just for videos, but to whether you gotta you gotta think about what's out there and what you're trying to accomplish and what you can the changes you think you can maintain or at least get into, you know, like if you look watch some videos on the Mediterranean diet and see if that's some if that's a direction that you can go. And because you're cooking for a family, see if what you learn and what recipes pop up you think your family will like, you know. And even for like snacks for yourself, like if you like peppers are a really good healthy thing to not just cook with but to snack on raw. So find like a homemade dip that you can make. Like, well, this is what I'll say about hummus. Find a brand, find a brand of hummus that you think you might willing to try. I'm sure you can find it. It's usually in the dairy aisle, like near the milks and wherever they have like guacamole and um you know like cracker dips and veggie dips. Um, if you find that you kind of like hummus, there's there's the hard way to make it and the really easy way to make it. The hard way to make it, but the healthier way to make it, is to get the dried chickpeas, soak them overnight, boil them, take the skins off of them, and then you have clean. You have raw, unprocessed um, chickpeas to work with. And even if you don't use all the chickpeas, and hello, Samantha, how are you? Um, Even if you don't use all the chickpeas for the hummus, you can save some of it to add to a meal, add to a salad, season them up the way you like. You can even toast them and flavor them with spices as a light crunchy snack. There's a lot. They're very versatile, and if you save the water from the chickpea water, it's called the name that they call it is aquafaba water, and it's just the and the chickpea water can be used as a substitute for eggs. You can make it a You can use it as a substitute for whipped cream. um, I think there's a couple of other uses. Um, Last week, you like pea water, chickpea water. Get it straight. um, Yeah, last week I bought 2 cans of chickpeas. Um, that luckily only had salt water was only in salt water. But brands like Goya, they put other additives in the water to preserve it, and I'm trying to get away from as many preservatives as possible. So if you can find an inexpensive can of chickpeas that are only in um, sea salt or salt water as the ingredient list, water and salt, then that's your best bet. Or like I said, you do the hard way and soak them, peel them, cook them. I mean, boil them, let them, pack them up so when you're ready to use them, you can use them. Um, but the bell peppers, if you slice, because the bell peppers, what I've been doing the last couple of weeks is I'd bring some hummus to work with me. I would have, um, I'd slice up a bunch of bell pepper, the different colors, red, yellow, orange, green, um, and just use that to scoop up instead of using chips. Or you can even use cucumbers or celery. I don't know if you guys get like deli meats, like turkey and cheese or whatever, but instead of making an actual sandwich, if you if you do like you do, like your kids probably do, where you roll up the cheese and the turkey, the turkey and cheese into a roll up, and just eat it that way. That way you keep it low carb. You get rid of the bread, and if you want like lettuce and tomato, wrap it in a piece of romaine lettuce or green leaf. Try to stay away from iceberg because it has the least nutritional value to it. But like romaine, red leaf lettuce, green leaf lettuce, any of the lettuce, other lettuce is a lot more healthier. It has more nutrients. So if you get a good batch of one of those lettuce, you can just take the lettuce leaf, roll your put your turkey and cheese or whatever deli meat you use, put it on there, put your tomato on there, eat it, and because the lettuce itself has a salty taste to it, you don't even need to put anything like mayo or anything like that. You know, you know what I call that? If you do sliced bell peppers, rolled turkey and cheese, or your choice of deli meat, and the hummus, I call it the adult lunchable. I call it an adult lunchable because you got your veggie. Even though turkey and cheese is not the healthiest thing, if she can still munch on lettuce, that's a way to go. Obviously, the harder veggies, like the peppers, are probably not the best deal. But if she can still crunch down on certain things without teeth, um, trying to think of something else. If you can find quinoa you can make kind of like you make rice. The only difference, like you rinse the quinoa, but if you toast it a little bit before you put the water in the pan, um, it helps to keep the flavor good. And you can, and it's the same ratio of like rice to water. It's 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. And quinoa is high in protein, high in fiber, it has omega 3s. It has a lot of health benefits to it. So if you can find, even if you substitute that once a week or every couple of weeks, that's another way to switch. Make a small switch. And the quinoa, you just like rice, you could put in, add it to your salad. You substitute it, like I said, with rice. So if you're making like a stir fry, or you're making, anything that you normally would put with rice, you could put with the quinoa. Just a few ideas. I can keep going. I don't want to get to the point where you're annoyed, where I just keep telling you more and more and more and more and more, because I know it can get a little overwhelming. But I'm like, because I'm so excited about my results in this past month. So, I added the guanabana sour sop to my smoothies. No worries. Um, but I bought a couple of things in the last couple of days that I'm gonna slowly incorporate into my diet as well. There's this sea plant, ocean plant called um, sea moss that has 92 of the 110 or 120 vitamins and minerals that we need in our body. And it helps with everything from thyroid issues to urine tract issues to um, diabetes, cancer, just a plethora. It helps to clean out your system a bit more. All right, you have a good one, Herman. Appreciate you coming in. Much love. So my upcoming videos that I have to edit, I'm gonna show the stuff. My next video that I gotta try to edit, I'm showing what I bought this past week and how I'm gonna try to incorporate it into my diet. Um, and then I'm gonna make individual videos. So like, I ma- I made the smoothie video that you saw me post today. I made I recorded that video where I'm showing some of the products um, that I bought. I Side by side, I was recording how I was preparing the chickpeas, the dried chickpeas, and how I was preparing the sea moss. But because I'm showing you stuff that's supposed to be helpful to your health and like could helps you on a medicinal level as well, I have to put that disclaimer of not being a health professional. So even if I bring this stuff up, make sure you do your own research and learn as much as you can about it as possible. And if you can get your hands on some of this stuff, just if you have a doctor, or if you intend to like give it to your mother, just let the doctor know that you're intending to start using certain things to make sure whatever medication she's on, it won't affect it. Or if like for you, you're not someone who doesn't like to go to the doctor. If you try to if you're gonna take a chance and use it anyway, just start off in small dosages. um just a little bit. Like if you're making a smoothie, share the smoothie, so you're not drinking the whole thing yourself. So you're not, you have some of like the sour sop in it, but your daughter got some, your mother got some, you know, you got some. Um, and hello, Miss Stephanie. Hola, hola, ¿cómo estás? But do two things to look up, Tiffany, and this can go for Stephanie too, because and Stephanie, I know you're in a different category because you have a lot of health issues going on. But two things that I'm working on two different things. I'm working on incorporating the Mediterranean diet, and I'm looking into incorporating as much of an alkaline diet. Look up Dr. Sebi and alkaline diet. I sent you the nutrition list of like alkaline foods that Dr. Sebi approves of. There's a bigger list, but what I'm thinking he did, or why the list is as short as it is because the specific foods on his list are the more alkaline and most beneficial to cleanse your body and revitalize your body. Because what I've been learning and what he believes is one of the biggest reasons any of us have any of the health issues that we have, everything from cancer to diabetes, heart disease, um, you know, sexual organ issues, um, is because of mucus buildup throughout the body and not just the lungs. Like mucus membranes and toxic membranes in the kidneys, in the heart, in the bloodstream. Um, I forget if sea moss is supposed to help with the blood, clean the blood, but dandelion tea. I bought some dandelion root and leaf tea. That's supposed to help cleanse cleanse your blood. Um, it's a diuretic, so I think diuretic means it's supposed to help flush you out. I also bought sassafras, not sassafras, sarsaparilla, and burdock root. Buttering up my buns, nice and buttery. Well, I have a nice and buttery grilled cheese that I shouldn't really be eating, but because this is kind of the grilled cheese is kind of counterproductive when I'm trying to cleanse my body of mucus, and the cheese is just gonna add mucus back into my system. And I think tomorrow, to celebrate how good I've been doing, I'm gonna get one bottle of Sprite. And then I won't have any for at least another month. I kind of want, like, I don't want to completely give up soda just yet, or the Sprite. What I do want to do is kind of go back to how I was before, where, like, if the craving popped up every once in a while, I would grab one. But what was happening over the last few months is I went from just having one to, like, and being happy with that, to having, like, multiples throughout the week. But, like, one of my plans coming up, um, in the next probably week or so, is I want to do a water fast where literally all I'm having is water and maybe some tea for about 3 days. Then I'm gonna try to then incorporate some smoothies and juices for another couple of days, and maybe do like a 5 day fast. That Dr. Sebi suggests to do it longer than that, but of course, if you have health issues or medical issues, do it at your own pace. I think I can handle 3 days to do the water fasting, and then going into juice and smoothies, fruit, fruit and veggie smoothies and whatnot. Because again, I really want to try to recalibrate my system, flush out my system, and if I can handle at least, uh, 3 to 5 days of and the doctor said he suggests like 4 or 5 different types of fasting. One is the water fast, where literally all you're drinking is spring water, not tap water, because we all know tap water is usually contaminated. If you can get enough spring water, you're supposed to drink at least 1 gallon of water a day. You're allowed to have tea or coffee, but um, actually, no. With Dr. Sebi, you're only allowed to have medicinal teas that are going to help your system. Um, and if you're going to sweeten it, you can only sweeten it with agave, because agave is considered alkaline, um, or date sugar, date syrup. But okay, so yeah, so that's one version of the fasting. And with the fasting, you be take it. They suggest that you take a particular combination of herbs. The first set of herbs is supposed to you know, help you release everything. Clean your system, like your whole system, your blood, your lungs, your liver, your pancreas, your intestines. The other fast, it's you either do a juice fast or a smoothie fast. And again, you can incorporate water and teas, I think, to that, as well as the herbs. Then there's a raw fruit and vegetable fast or diet, where literally you're not cooking anything. Whatever fruits and vegetables you choose to eat during that during that week or during those couple of days, they have to be uncooked. And again, water, tea, herbs to help cleanse your body. If you can get organic, obviously that's better. Otherwise, thoroughly clean all fruits and vegetables. I think there's another fast, but I don't remember what it is. But like I said, I'm not gonna try to do the water fast. That's gonna be tough, but um, I think I can handle it for 2 or 3 days, and then do smoothies for another 2 or 3 days. Grilled cheese and homemade tomato soup. I gotta tell you something, guys, and I'm really kind of opening up, and primarily because of the fact that I'm seeing such good results, especially in these last couple of weeks, where I added the soursop to my smoothies before Ramadan. I think I was on the verge of a heart attack. Um, and I think my overall health was worse off than I was than I wanted to admit. Yeah. Before Ramadan, um, like literally the week before Ramadan, coming up to it, um, I always have a little tension or pain over here, but that's because when I'm at work, I tend to lean back like this a lot. And then when I come down, like when I stop doing it for a little while, I'm sore like right here. But um, slowly but surely, the right side of my chest started getting that same pain. But I don't really sit like this with my right hand, with my right arm. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a pulled muscle that I don't know how I got. I don't know if it was my cholesterol rising or my um, blood pressure rising. And because I've been so unmotivated for the last couple of months, for like probably more than a couple of months, like you've seen how little I've been making videos or how little I've been doing my digital art here and there, but I mean, I didn't feel depressed like I would normally feel depressed. I was just kind of feeling kind of out, like I wasn't even feeling out of it. Like I felt content, but I wasn't motivated up to get up and do anything, including eat healthy. But I told myself as Ramadan was approaching, I said, I really need to use this month of fasting to change my diet up, to really find something that might work for me. Something that like I can look at and go, you know what, I can incorporate this and gradually pull away from the takeout and as much of the junk food as possible. Right. So I looked up low carb. I started looking at low carb, and then I thought of the Mediterranean diet. And the Mediterranean diet, it is low carb. It's more high in healthy fats like avocados, olive oils, um, and it's a lot of fresh fruits and veggies, and little, you know, cutting back on meat as well, cutting back on a lot of red meat, cutting back and only having chicken maybe once a week, trying to add some kind of fish into the diet. The only two fish I really eat is salmon or tuna. Salmon is a little too expensive, so I try to have tuna at least once a week, but I'm careful on what type of tuna I buy. I was told to try to buy wild caught tuna, and bumblebee tuna does have a wild caught. And I tried not to buy the can. I tried to buy the pouches. If I'm gonna buy tuna, salmon, I would like to buy fresh salmon, but one, it's kind of a pain in the butt to prepare sometimes. Like I have to make sure there's none of the pin bones in it, and I usually cut off the skin, and I just don't like, I'm lazy about it. As much as I like salmon, I don't really like preparing it, and it's pricey. Um, but I knew I had to cut back on the takeout, especially. I needed to cut back again on the soda, or cut it out at least for the month of Ramadan. Get it, and really try to recalibrate and like reset my system. Um, Cut back on the bread. So I was either having pita bread. I would have, like tonight, I'm having sandwiches. If it was takeout, I kind of limited it to once or twice a week because we were ordering multiple times a week. And if I was gonna do takeout, I would still try to have a big salad before the takeout came, or have like a bunch of bell peppers. And when I went to work, I was bringing, like I said, I was bringing bell peppers, hummus. Um, this past week, last week, I was bringing fresh hummus that I made. Um, and the other switches I was making, things that I continue to eat, like feta cheese, or if I'm still going to use butter or eggs. I'm trying to find healthier options because the prices are out of this world right now. I'm looking for pasture raised eggs, which means that they hopefully have been raising on grass and what they're supposed to be grazing on, eating, versus the cornmeal that they're not supposed to be eating. Same thing with butters and cheeses. I'm trying to find um, grass. The packaging has to say grass fed cows. There's an Irish brand of butter called Cregan's or something like that, or Irish butter, and it says right on the package, um, cow, um, grass fed cows. And I've noticed the difference in the texture of both the eggs, the look and the texture of the eggs and the butter alone looks so different. I'm even pulling away from store brand almond milks, nut milks, because a lot of them have a lot of additives to them. And if I can, I want to make my own almond milk. I just haven't gotten around to. I tried it once with my juicer because the dash juicer I have, you can make almond milk with that. You just gotta soak your almonds overnight. rinse them and strain them. And then the only problem with using that juicer, it only makes like a third of a cup at a time. So you put a handful of the nuts, you put a little bit of water, you let it do its thing. The almond grains go out one end, the milk comes out the other end. If you can find dates, um, if you soak those overnight as well, you could put that in with the almonds to give it a sweeter taste. Um, and if you use spring water, you're keeping it cleaner because apparently the alkaline waters are no good for you either. The store We've been buying alkaline water for a couple of years, and that's one very expensive, and two, it's man-made. Like they put ingredients into the water to make it alkaline versus the spring water is supposed to be natural and actually come from a spring and have the natural minerals and stuff. Granted, it still might not be the best water to have, um, but if you're buying bottled water, unfortunately, that topic is so confusing and so you wouldn't think getting water, just water, would be so confusing and so like frustrating because one thing tells you not to drink bottled water because of the environment and because the chemicals of the plastic bottle gets into the water. Then they tell you to drink alkaline water, but the alkaline water has been treated by man versus the spring water is supposed to be coming from a spring. Then you have to worry about other bottled waters like Aquafina and Daisy that are just filtered tap water and they're very acidic. There's a chemical you can buy on Amazon where you can test the alkaline levels of water and you'd be surprised like when it's in the yellow or red. Like I have a video that I did to show a couple of things of water. My city water is a bit alkaline, but they also put chlorine and fluoride in the water, and now they're even saying that chemicals from people, even with the chlorine and fluoride in the water that's supposed to help clean the water, there's still chemicals from people throwing their medication down the drain. Supposedly, there's microscopic pieces of plastic that might be in the water. So it gets really frustrating and confusing when it comes to water. That's where I got the idea for that water skit that I made. Where like you see me grabbing it from the thing. Oh, you should be drinking spring water. Oh, you should be drinking alkaline water. Oh, don't you know the plastic bottle is not good for the environment? It's like it makes it so confusing and so frustrating. I just want to drink water. But with all that said, um, Doctor Sevi, who does he's about having a clean alkaline diet. He said, especially in the Western country like us, America, if we're gonna drink any kind of water, he suggests spring water. He doesn't say what specific brands, just make sure that it's spring water. If you want to buy the chemical to test it to make sure it's alkaline when you buy it, because not all spring I don't I believe that not all spring waters are created equal. So if you want to make sure you're getting something that's alkaline or at a good level of alkaline, the mid range for alkaline water is around 7.0, 7.5. Anything above that is highly alkaline. Anything below that is considered acidic. And it's the acidity in our body, in the mucus in our body, that I've learned is what makes us sick. What gives us things like heart attacks, heart disease, fatty liver, diabetes, cancers. So the more alkaline you can eat, the better. And what's interesting is if you do a little more research other than Dr. Sebi, and you look at the Mediterranean, some of the stuff, like there's a big list of alkaline foods that are good. Some of them are really high alkaline, some of them are still good to eat, and they're kind of like in the neutral. Then there's some that are again just a little bit more or less alkaline, and then there's foods that are acidic and very acidic. And you'd be surprised. I did a. I'll send you a picture of some of the lists that I found. I'll show you. I don't know if I sent again. I can't remember if I sent you Dr. Sebi's list, but I'll send you his list. I'll send you a look at this other list that like literally lists like that, highly alkaline, um, somewhat alkaline, acidic, and very acidic. And one grain that I saw right off the bat that was very acidic, corn. And remember, I've mentioned a few times that corn and soybean is known to be one of the most toxic or most polluted grain or veggie in this country. Soybean is supposed to be very healthy in some aspects, but I've seen videos and documentaries where they say corn and soybeans are two that are very um, contaminated. You know, once I decided like I'm gonna start with the Mediterranean diet, I was still getting a little confused on what to make, and when you if you start going in that direction, just start looking on YouTube for recipes, um, and ideas, something that you might have not thought of, or like if you look at the list of the alkaline foods, look up recipes for alkaline meals, you know, and you and make it a slow process. Don't feel like you have to, like my issue is I always feel like I have to buy everything. I have to jump in all the way. But then I get overwhelmed and scared and I don't want to continue on with the diets or what I'm trying to do and it fades out. I feel like I've done a, a good job this month of saying, okay, if I'm going to buy pasta, if I'm going to buy butters and eggs, if I'm going to continue to eat them, I just got to look at the ingredient list and make sure that of how it's processed, what's good to find in thing. And there's a guy on YouTube. I'll send you a video, one of his videos, and you can just follow his page. That I think I mentioned this before. He goes into the stores and he'll break down like categories of foods and what to look for and what to stay away from and why to stay away from them. So like breads, he'll say these are the best breads to get because of A, B, and C. You know, this brand has this, this, and this. Same thing with the butters. And that's where I found out, like, you know, as far as eggs and butter, you know, the sea moss that I bought, the newest item that I'm going to be adding into my diet. Um, It's supposed to help with depression and possibly anxiety. So, you know, we'll see how that works out for me. Some of the videos I've seen already is people that say they wake up very groggy and low energy. They say they've noticed a difference within the same week. UK for pepperoni. All this talking, I don't want to finish my food. And I'm going to be in trouble because this is the only bottle of water I've had all day.
Just chilling, making some music. Alright, kind of a bit.
I've been really good all month as far as drinking my water, and tonight's like the worst night. I've literally only drinking 20 ounces. And I only got about an hour and 20 minutes to go.
Thanks, Layla.
I was going to do some drawing, but I got caught up in all the talking and eating my food. I know you can't really see him that well, like you can see Smokey on my bed. But out of my two cats, when he sleeps, he actually looks very peaceful. Shorty, he sleeps all the time, so it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. But he's more anxious. So when he does sleep, he has and here's another thing. Because I was feeling the way that I was feeling, I wasn't in a rush to start working out. And I honestly really haven't worked out at all this month. One, because I was fasting and I didn't want to overexert myself. Two, if I was on the verge of a heart attack, I didn't want to stress my body out like that. So in the beginning of the month, I was taking very short walks. And last week, I covered the other guy that works the overnight and in um, my own shifts. So I was at work for 5 days, and 2 of those days I did doubles. So I had to do a lot. I had to walk while I was at work to walk through the building. So that was primarily my walking for those days that I worked. But mind you, it shows you that I I I got some walking in. I didn't do any intense workouts. I did change my diet, and I still lost about 6 to 7 pounds. No, 5 to 6 pounds. Because I believe what I put in the video, I think the beginning I was at 269. And the last time I weighed myself, I was at 262. 262 point something. So roughly 6 pounds, I think. Did I do my math right? All right. I should finish the soup. I'm just going to finish this little piece of grilled cheese. Finish my water. No eggs this morning. I'll just have a small cup of my smoothie because I made a big smoothie for everybody in my house to have some. I've already had 3 cups of it. So right around 4 o'clock, I'll have my smoothie, have a little more water. You're welcome to have some. I still have some in the fridge. I'm too tired for math. No, because I just heard what I said, and I'm like, wait. I was at 269 and some change. My last weigh-in, I was 262 and some change. I think I was closer to 63 because I think it was 62.78 or something like that. So I'm just gonna say 6 pounds. Give or take a couple of ounces. So I went to a Spanish supermarket that's literally called Tropical Foods. And they did not have the guanabana fruit, like the actual fruit. I was disappointed. I was highly disappointed. All right. I did have a cupcake earlier because my mother made cake and some pennies and dimes and nickels. She made 4 cupcakes with the leftover batter, but I had 1 cupcake, and now I'm having a piece of Lindor chocolate. This is actually supposed to be spumoni flavor. It's supposed to be strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. The outer shell is strawberry, then the inside it's white chocolate, and then inside the white chocolate is chocolate. The smoothie had fruit. The, the smoothie had fresh strawberries and blueberries, fresh watermelon and pineapple, frozen mango, guanabana puree, and the sea moss. Because I literally made I had just blended the sea moss, and I just used the residue of the sea moss that was in the blender already for the smoothie. I was like, there was at least a tablespoon left. Like if I scraped it all out, scraped it down, it would have been at least a tablespoon or two of the sea moss. So I just left it in there. For liquid, I used coconut water and a little bit of regular water. After I had blended it for the most part, I added um, a chunk of lemon with a little bit of the peel. Same thing with lime. I put a little bit of lime with a crumb of the peel, and I put agave or agave. Why is it that I'm always hungry when I come on your streams? Because I'm usually eating something. Did you say chocolate? Chocolate! With or without nuts. No, I'm thinking of the SpongeBob episode, the chocolate episode, which is still my favorite episode. That's by far one of my favorite, if not my favorite episode of SpongeBob. Right? So, Pat, if you didn't see it, Patrick and SpongeBob are going door to door to sell chocolates. And they go to one guy's house and says, "Hi, would you like to buy some chocolate?" And the guy goes, "Did you say chocolate? Did you say chocolate? Chocolate!" Like he starts getting insane about it. So they slowly back up and run away. And then they go to other houses, and then they go to the daughter and the old lady, the decrepit looking fish lady, um, and ask them if they want chocolate. And the mother's like, or the daughter's like, no, no, no. They're like, it will let you live forever. And the old lady's like, chocolate. Oh, I remember chocolate. I remember when they first made chocolate. I always hated it. And then the one guy comes running by again and goes, chocolate. Then they go to another person's house and asked if they want to buy chocolate, and the guy says, "So what do you have?" Or like he's like, So you're selling chocolate, aren't you? And or something like that. And Patrick's like, yes, with or without nuts. I'm trying to remember the other line, right? Where um, they were trying to figure out how they can sell more chocolates and how the other guy was being able to sell stuff and they weren't. And the guy basically called them stupid or something like that. And they're like, um, SpongeBob was like, "What did he do?" Da 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 da. And then Patrick's like, "He called us stupid" or something like that. Or he called us an idiot. And he's like, "That's right. He made us feel special." I don't remember the exact line, but it was something along that. He made us feel special. I swear though, that one episode, I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know if I would have the same reaction. But every time I did see it, I would like hyperventilate, hyperventilate, laugh. I watched it primarily because Kirk watched it, and it was his age range of cartoons. Plankton, Squirtle, one of my favorite characters. There's a maintenance guy that makes me think of Squidward because he's extremely skinny. He's got that wide eye look, and he kind of is because he's so skinny. He's got that like that same like cheekbone. Let's see who's on. Did he come back yet? Nope. Smokey left. Shorty's not here. I'm all by myself. All right, maybe 5 more minutes and then I'll end it. We're at almost 1:15. I'll end it at 1:20. An hour and 20. Because I am slowly getting tired. It's probably because of what I ate. I love weird. You can smell the soup. The funny thing is, I didn't even heat it up. I ate it cold. I guess that's the good thing of like puree soups, that you don't necessarily have to warm them up. Like there's another soup that my mother likes me making is squash soup, which is, other than cutting up the squash, is a fairly easy recipe. It's literally just butternut squash, onion, carrot. I usually throw in an apple, like a Granny Smith apple. Um, Potato or sweet potato is optional. Actually, everything is kind of optional, but other than the squash, because it's squash soup. So butternut squash. I put celery, um, onion. If I put if I put everything in it, it's usually the squash, one carrot, one celery, Granny Smith apple. Um, Sometimes I put potato, sometimes I don't. Um, as far as seasoning, salt, pepper, parsley, paprika, a little sage, a little curry powder if I have it, some turmeric, a dash of cinnamon, some thyme, maybe some a little bit of cayenne or red pepper flake. Um, and you can serve it with either sour cream, like once you saute everything and you put your stock, either veggie or chicken stock. So you could do water and put like a veggie or chicken boiling cube, or whatever, um, for more flavor. Once everything is fork tender, if you have one of those um, hand blenders that you can put into the soup to puree it, because you really don't want to put a hot soup into. Either you can eat it just like that if you made it small chunks, but if you want like a pureed soup, if you have one of those what are they called? I don't remember the name. There's a specific name for the hand blender, and I'm not talking about like the blenders you use to, or the mixers you use for cakes. There's that hand blender that like you can puree your soup with in the pot. Um, so Mason blender or something like that. It's that like really skinny one that has the detachable blade. No, not the mash. It's not called. I'm not mashing the soup. I mean, you can, but it might not give you the same result. It might be a little more gritty if you mash it. My phone's on my bed and I don't want to reach over for it. Hey Google, what do they call the long hand blender?
On the website goodhousekeeping.com, they say, immersion blenders are so versatile.
Immersion
Do you
blender.
want a little more context?
Immersion blender. There we go. Immersion blender. Because you're merging everything together. I think that's what they said. Merging. Immersion. Hey, that's the only way you can make it, then that's how you have to make it. You mash it up, you stir it up, you mash it up, you stir it up, get it as smooth as you possibly can get it. Some people have like a cranking blender to do that, to puree soups. I'm getting quiet. This is how you know I'm getting tired. Okay, so if both of you are interested in the stuff that I've been looking up for changing my diet with the Mediterranean and the alkaline diet and foods, I'll send you both a handful of videos, and then you can, after you watch the videos or whatever, you can, if it's interesting enough, I know you'll keep looking for other videos. In my upcoming videos, I'm gonna try to remember to put links in the description for like the sea moss. I probably should do one on the soursop too, but um, we shall see what I do. Because now that Ramadan, I think tomorrow is literally the last day for fasting, and then Monday morning is the official end of Ramadan. The end of Ramadan, the last day of Ramadan. It's usually a morning prayer, um, and they call it Eid Iftar, which iftar is literally to break the fast, and it's like Islam's Christmas for kids. They usually get candy, they get new clothes, they get they get money from the aunts and uncles. um, they might get new gifts or whatever. But now that I'll be able to do more during the eat earlier in the day and not have to wait till 7 o'clock, 7:30. Um, I'll be able to experiment a little bit more instead of waiting until the end of the night to have to make stuff. Like last night, the videos that I was putting together and like preparing the chickpeas and the sea moss, I was doing that at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like I was about to start when Marie, and then I saw that Maria texted me about you being on. I was like, no, I'm gonna go support her. So I went and hung out with you guys, and just before you and it got ready to end, I was getting prepared to start that stuff up again, and it was already like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was doing the rinsing and some of the soaking, because the sea moss you have to soak and rinse a couple of times before you just leave it overnight, because you gotta get a lot of the residue and sea stuff off of it, because it's an ocean thing. So you have to cleanse it a few times before you allow it to soak overnight or soak for the longer period. Um, and it's insane. You'll see it in the video once I put it out. The sea moss really literally started out as this dried up, really thin noodle looking thing, right? Like even thinner than ramen noodles. It was like that dried out and that compact. And when I went to soak it, each time I left it up, each time it like got bigger and bigger. And by the time I went to go use it, it was it look, even Gigi saw it before I took it out of the before I started working with it. And the what was that? Be right back. I'm back. Hey, you didn't respond to my thing yesterday. I haven't had a cake fight in such a long time. So one of my favorite celebrities once again liked my comments on his post. I'm kind of giddy because it's a celebrity that I've had a crush on for years. So I'm trying to be cool about it. And inside I'm like, he likes me. He really likes me. I was hoping that he would continue on with the silliness last night, but he didn't. Oh, Dave Foley from News Radio and Kids in the Hall. And the voice of the ant in Bug's Life. Oh, and what happened was I heard something fall in a tub, and I thought it was my brother's bathroom, and nobody's in there because everybody's sleeping. So I'm like, why am I hearing something fall if I know nobody's over there? Yeah, Kids in the Hall is gonna be doing are coming out with finally after like 30 years. They're coming out with or 30, I don't know, 35 years now, I think. They're coming out with new episodes on Amazon Prime next in May 13th. And Dave's been posting about it, and I keep posting, I can't wait, and he likes it. And last night I was getting all sarcastic with it. I'll read what I was writing last night. So let me go to my page. Okay, so last night he posted something, and I left a little comment about it, and he liked it. And it wasn't the first time in the last couple of weeks that he's liked one of my comments. So this week, so when he liked the one last night, I just made a actual post that's saying Dave Foley liked a few of my comments on his posts. I feel special. You see me. You really see me. And then at the end I put delusions are fun, aren't they? When boredom hit, and then in parentheses I put when boredom hits. Then he actually liked it, and then he responded, I do. And then I responded to that and said, and what did I say? I said, oh my God, he really does see me. And I tagged a friend of mine that also had a crush on Dave Foley for the last 25, 30 years. And, I was like, oh my God, he really does see me. Caressa, is this heaven? Oh wait, this is Dave Foley. Is it possibly the pits of hell? Is this a trick? Is this real? Should I be scared? And then in parentheses I put, I'm currently laughing at myself. And then I went, so Dave, how you doing? He didn't respond to that. And then because I was waiting for that response, I went a little further, and I was like, I tagged him again. And I was like, wait, are we friends? And I put this gift. It's not going to come in. There we go. I put that like I'm just waiting for the response. Are we friends? Right? And then tonight he posted um he posted kind of like he's still promoting the new show coming up, the new season coming up or series. They're calling it a continued season, but it's I want to say it's technically still a new series because it's been over 30 years. New series of the same show. So he was promoting this. He was promoting this one. Yeah. So it says he posted the Kids in the Hall season 6 streaming May 13 Prime Video. If you like this sort of thing, and then I put can't wait, and then in the comment section I put two TikToks that I did using Kids in the Hall sounds. Um, Hopefully YouTube doesn't do anything to me for this, but this one. I put that one, and I put this one. And this one is with Dave Foley's voice.
Please stay. It's true. I've talked this way all my life. It's made things very difficult for me. Yeah, right. Hey, where are you going? Come back. I really want to be your friend.
And he just liked both of those. Also, Scott Thompson, who's another member of Kids in the Hall, he liked one of them. Because I think he did one of the voices in one of them. And hello, Andre, how are you? So yeah, it is fun. It is exciting. I'm trying to be chill and trying not to become like obsessively excited about it. Because I'm like, my crush, he sees me. It only took 30 years, but he sees me. Oh my God. But I'm married. He's only 13 years older than me. And he's a Capricorn, which is a good match for Virgos. And he's got blue eyes. You could stare into each other's blue eyes and get lost in the sea of blue. I'm trying very hard not to ask for a follow. I'm tired. I still have about a half hour to go before I gotta start fasting. Yeah, 4:11, 4 a.m., 4:11, just after 4, I gotta start fasting. And it's currently 3:37. So Tiffany, I think I'm supposed to be getting all the messages because um, literally for the past month or so, I've been getting double and triple numbers, like recurring numbers. It's either 111, 1111, 1212, 222, 333, 444. The twos have been showing up in some fashion, whether it's doubles or triples. And it kind of coincides with the card you pulled for me last night about, new beginnings and um, good things coming and being open to it and whatever. And I'm like, although I'm happy where I am for the most part financially, like I do want a big, and I want to say not in the same way that everybody else wants a big chunk of money to come into their life. Um, yeah, me, um, but like whether it's the lottery, whether I get a viral video that brings me money, brings a sponsor, whether it's, I don't know. I don't care how the money comes to me, but like I want enough money to come into my life that not only are my bills going to be continually paid, but I don't have to work. And I can spend as much time as I need and want with my mother. I can pay off my debt. I could possibly buy a car, buy a house, possibly buy the Jeep that I actually want. Um, Hopefully get my husband here. Um, um, so I don't think I mentioned it yet, but that debt that I was trying to help my husband pay off, with my taxes, I managed to help him pay it off. We did miss the opportunity that he had to try to get some help to come here. He's hoping that the person that was going to help him, um, is traveling right now, and I don't know that. I don't think my husband knows exactly when that person's going to be back. But hopefully, when they get back to Morocco, they'll be able to help him in the way that they said that they would. I'm hoping the guy, whoever it is not pulling his leg. Because from what my mother-in-law tells me, my husband could be a little more trusting than he should, almost gullible or naive. um, so I hope whoever it is not someone that's gonna screw him over or put him in harm's way. You know. Um, Luckily, he hasn't given that person any money because he doesn't have money. But he did have some debt that he needed to pay down, and it's one on top of us not being together, not being able to pay off his debt was a another thing that kept him very depressed. But since he's paid off that debt, or I've helped him pay off that debt, he's become a lot more talkative with me. He's messaging me almost every day or every other day. Um, we have a little bit more of a conversation than "Hi, how are you?" um, I mean, it's not like full on like lengthy conversations, but it's more than what it has been for a while. So and it's starting to feel better and feeling like we're getting a little bit more connected little by little. And there was a real disconnect for a long time. Even though we would talk, it was maybe once a week, and it was always the same thing. Hi, how are you? He would tell me he's not good, that he was sad, he was tired, he was sick. I would have my ups and downs. Um, then we wouldn't say much until the following week. And now, like I said, if it's not once a day, it's like maybe every other day or every couple of days. And he tends to, the funny thing is, even though he doesn't say much, he tends through stickers and gifs, and he gets more mushy than I do. He's always sending like the the stickers of the guy just looking like this with hearts around his head, hearts in his eyes. This one where it looks like he's praying and like with a little smile, like praying for you. And if it, and then of course the gifs is always like the guy hugging the girl, or kissing the girl, or cuddling with the girl, and a heart around it, and some kind of romantic scene. So sometimes. Sometimes it's like, yeah, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I just send them a little heart emoji back because either I'm not in the mood or I'm like, you want something. What do you want? But I'm warming back up to that. So that question made her blush. I'm not blushing, you're blushing. You take that back. You take it back. You take it back. Like seriously, take it back. And then my celebrity crush is liking my post, my comments. So confusing. I know it's nothing, but it's funny. I'm like, yeah, I was slowly reconnecting with my husband, and now my celebrity crush is interacting with me. Kinda, sorta. Wait, is he 60? I'm sitting here trying to think of how old Dave Foley is. Because I know he's like 13 years older than me. I'm like, is he just under 60 or is he 60? Dave Foley. 59, so he'll be 60 next January. Is he still married? I don't know. That's weird. So either he remarried his last wife or something. Anyway. Well, believe me, if I ever really come in to like a life-changing amount of money, there's a handful of people that will be blessed as well. And I'll leave it at that. And I don't know if you sense that specifically, Tiffany, when it comes to me. I don't know if you see um, a substantial financial gain at some point or, get that vibe. But I'm fairly content, like I said. Financially, I feel okay. I feel somewhat content. Bills are being paid. There's food on the table. I'm able to do enough of what I need and want to do, just enough. Um, but I definitely want, you know, I want something. I want a life-changing amount of money. to come into my life. More than anything, like not more than anything, but I'm not money hungry. We were joking about that last night. I am not money hungry. Money has never been a motivational factor for me. I believe if it was, I would be hustling and trying to make money every little way that I can. But I believe in having work and life balance. Um, I don't believe in working yourself to death to make I give everybody a lot of props that work multiple jobs, either because they have to or because they just want as much money as possible. Right. Abundance flows to me. Abundances flow to me. Positive affirmations in the morning. Oh, with the fact that he just ran off right there. When Shorty goes running off the bed, I have to check. He was on the bed and then he ran out. Yeah, he's just getting in a little hunting mode. Or like little wild mode. He's getting the zoomies. Speaking of that, let's see before I jump off if I can get him on the bed. Shorty. Shorty. I don't think I'm gonna get him. All right. Her loss. Anyway, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna go get my smoothie drink a little more water, and I'm gonna relax until I gotta pray and start fasting. And I'm gonna go to sleep. So you all have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. Truly, truly appreciate it. I'm actually off tomorrow night, so if nobody else goes live, I might go live. Maybe you and me can do a panel if I do, Tiffany, or if anybody wants to jump up. Maybe we could try for like an hour. So, because I miss doing the panels. It's a lot more fun when you can interact with somebody. Maybe we could do a doodle stream. Just chill, do some doodles. Maybe we can even get Stephanie to come up. Watch her pop up. I heard my name. Because next Saturday I'll be working, so if I'm correct, I'm off until Wednesday this week, but I'm also working from Wednesday to the following Wednesday because I'm covering for the other overnight guy again. He's covering my shifts, and then I'm covering his shifts. So she was having weird. All right. Well, have a good night. Much love. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye now. If I'm available, I'll if I can do it, I'll do it. But I'll probably be at work. But I might still be able to do it. We shall see. Much love.